Hi, we're Chris and Jen. We have this crazy dream. Being tired of Canadian winters and wanting to be able to enjoy our boat now playing a lot more than we currently are able to, we thought maybe we can find a place that will make all of our dreams come true. Having spent hundreds of hours researching on the web for something, we came across Hopkins. We made sure our passports were in good standing, and we booked a trip to Belize. Living about an hour away from the Toronto airport makes it pretty easy for us to get anywhere in the world. We woke up really early, and I mean like 3 a.m. that day, so that we could be on time for our first flight. We would have one connecting flight, and if all goes well, we will be in Belize by 2 p.m. their time. We were so excited for this trip. We've been on vacations before, but this one felt a little different. Will we like it? Will we love it? Could this be the place? Do I have more research to do? You can only read so much about a place, and believe me, I read everything, or so I thought. I confess I'm a research junkie. I don't buy a $10 item off of Amazon without reading the reviews first. The flights were seamless, and we arrived on time in beautiful Belize. Belize is a Caribbean land-based nation, part of Central America, not an island. They were part of the British Empire until 1981, but have since become independent. Belize is a developing nation, and we will be landing in what once was the capital city, Belize City. I've read some pretty bad stats about crime in Belize, but it all does seem to be centered around Belize City. We rented a car at the airport and began our 2+ hour journey. There is an option of taking a small commuter plane to Dangriga, which is about 15 minutes from Hopkins, but we were here to check out the country, not just Hopkins. We were off. The Belize airport is actually just outside the city, so the route we took had us in a rural area almost right away. Not gonna lie, the landscape wasn't very impressive to start. Lots of huge grass fires though that apparently they set to control the growth. Interesting way to cut your lawn. A little less than an hour into our journey brought us to Belmopan, the capital city. From here we turned south. The landscape changes quite drastically. Are we entering mountains? I don't remember reading about mountains. All of my research on Belize was really focused on the reef, the beach, and of course the city river just outside Hopkins that we were here to check out. I didn't really read much about inland, and that's a major part of Belize's beauty. The roads are in really good shape, but they don't have any lines painted on them. And then there are the one-lane bridges. Imagine doing highway speed and then having to come to a dead stop to make sure there isn't someone coming the other way. Crazy. There were 7 of them in total. Lots of roadside places to stop, including one where we stopped and grabbed some delicious food. We were so excited. Time to get moving. We are close. I can almost feel it. Continuing south for about another hour, we finally make the left turn down the 5-mile Hopkins Road. As you get really close to the beach, we enter the village and turn right. What we find is our paradise. We both immediately fell in love. The dirt road, the quaint local shops, the small village vibe. We really didn't want a place that was overwhelmed with tourists. The places to eat. Everyone waved at you. This seems perfect. You even buy your fresh produce out of the back of a truck that comes to you? Cool. Before we left, we had booked 2 different types of accommodations. The first was at Bocatura Cabins. It was right on the river, so the perfect place to see if we would love riverside living. It was very rustic, but also incredibly beautiful. Lots of birds, and this guy walked right by me. We woke up the first morning to a large crocodile cruising by. I guess there is no swimming in the river. Everyone was so friendly and helpful. We now knew that living on the river would be amazing. But this was a fact-finding mission that could lead to a major life decision. So every day we jumped in the rental and drove around. Man, it was definitely hot. We toured all around the whole Hopkins area. So far, it seemed perfect. The real estate agent even took us to Placencia, a touristy town larger than Hopkins, but land was a lot more expensive. He also took us out to the Keys. My real dream was an island, but the cost meant it wouldn't be our reality. And you know, it's not that great for now playing to sit in the salt water anyway. We spent 5 unbelievable days on the river at Bocatura. Our next place to stay was Sarkiki. It was only 3 to 4 minutes away, right on the beach. We've never really been beach people, but we had to make sure, and it was a vacation after all. The grounds were absolutely beautiful, and yeah, they did have a pool. The beach was gorgeous, but having lived on over 8 acres my whole adult life, I needed space. And there was nowhere for now playing. Wasn't that what all this was about anyways? Alright, here we are, our last day. It's 9:30 in the morning.
95 degrees.
And it's 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which is very hot.
Yeah, thanks. Emily's pointing out that that's very hot. Here's where we just left Sarkiki where we're staying. This is our real estate agent's lagoon house. And then he also has a house over on this side, which you can't really see in there, that he rents out. These are the oceanside places. Here's a big one under construction. And again, they have lots on this side of the road. That just back in there is a lagoon, or a canal I should say, that you can bring your boat in, and you can build something like this guy has, if you like, which is kind of crazy.
You see his boat there?
Yeah, you can see his boat in the boathouse there, and then he's got a residence up above the garage, but he's also got the stuff on this side. Hopkins seemed perfect. Not too crowded, and that small Caribbean village vibe. Being bordered on the north and south by rivers, it would never be bigger than it is. No mega resorts. The people were just amazing and so friendly. They all spoke English. Everywhere we ate, from roadside stands to nice restaurants, the food was incredible. In between the village and the acreages on the river was a savanna that also would keep Hopkins the same size as it was. The city river itself was everything we could hope for. It was large, it had deep water, there were properties for sale we could afford less than a mile from the Caribbean. We were truly in love. Are we crazy? We don't have money saved up for this. This was supposed to be a fact-finding mission. Could this really be happening? Could this be the start of making all of our dreams come true? Is it even possible? I can't believe we actually did it. We bought 5 acres of untouched jungle on a floodplain in a developing country. It is a mile from the Caribbean and just a few minutes from Hopkins. The property is almost square and has about 450 feet of riverfront. There is no road, no power, and no water. The only way we could actually see any of it before we bought it was by kayaking from the Bocatura cabins, which were now our neighbor. And then we could only walk in maybe 20 feet without clearing it with a machete, and we certainly didn't have one of those. Luckily, we met a great new neighbor who was right beside us, and he allowed us to access the property from his. We headed back home super excited and having no idea what lay ahead of us. The highs, the lows are epic. If you enjoyed sharing the start of our dream, please like the video and subscribe. Thanks.